Welcome to Season 2, Episode 6, Knights of the Square Tablets. Stride at the Champ here, joined as always by Scotty Games. And what a day to be a Chivalry 2 player, because we finally got an update. Regicide is here. How you enjoying it, Scotty?
Um, I think it's pretty good for the most part, man. I think a lot of they did a lot of quality of life features and things for the patch. That are gonna, help the longevity of the game. Like hopefully the unofficial servers are running a bit better. There's new commands. Those are really good. But the new map, obviously the new map, new weapon is the biggest thing, and I think the new map plays really well. Um, but I have some gripes about it that we can go over. So I think the patch went over pretty well, although I've seen a lot of server problems. Um, within the week before the update coming up to it, things were very bad. I don't know if you experienced that. And
No, I did. I did. I kept bitching that my computer was running shitty, but it might have been the servers.
yeah, and then on top of that, we had like the first day when it launched, everything was great. And then I don't know, lately for me it's been really bad. Maybe today the servers are running better, but um lots of lagginess. But besides all that, I think the launch went smooth. I think a lot of things are good in the new patch. New map is pretty cool, and I like the new weapon a lot. I don't know about you, but
Yeah. We'll deep dive into all that stuff. I think this is an update that a few months from now people are gonna remember as it was a good time for Shiv, right? It's gonna be, I think, a nicely remembered update where Bridgetown and Montcrux are still kind of hated by the community. I think this one people will be thinking positively about. All right, so we have the new map Citadel, and it's promised to be the greatest team objective map that Torn Banner is ever going to deliver.
yeah,
I don't know if your feelings on that are. I mean, that's some pretty lofty expectations. Pretty hard to meet those.
yeah, yeah. I don't think it's the best map ever. Um, and okay, so here's the thing: with those expectations, they have a castle that's built on a volcano, and we don't even go in it. We fight outside of it. I thought that the the map seems kind of short for how epic they were describing it. Although the VIP fight is kind of cool. I really like it, and it is kind of epic. It's just like I just want it's like they're leaving the last step out. You know what I mean? They're just leaving the very last thing, and I felt the same way in Moncrux. Um, but other than that, dude, the atmosphere of the new map is incredible. Like the other maps really don't look as good in comparison, in my opinion.
The map looks
Um,
absolutely beautiful. I gotta say, it feels like there wasn't any half-ass shiv on this one. It feels like the full art team was on board. Atmosphere amazing, immersive, looks and feels great.
yeah, yeah. Like all the dust and grime in the air and stuff like that is great. Um, what else? There's another bomb. There's lots of bombs. I don't know what chivalry's or TB's like obsession with bombs for points are.
Yeah.
So but they did it kind of cool where it's kind of easy to carry them, and like you can throw them and you can still run and jump with the bomb, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's still, you know, it's like it's just not. They were hyping it up a little bit more than it is, but it's a
It,
good map, and I think if it came out like if this patch came out a year ago, I think the community would have been like ecstatic, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
if we went straight from Thayic Stronghold to this, I think it would have
yeah,
been, yeah,
yeah,
a real nice step for the game and kind of keep that momentum going.
right, exactly.
And
That's
yeah,
really what
I
I
like
think
the
about it.
map. I mean, it's no Rudhelm or Lionspire to me. I think they, again, the length, as you said, they missed the mark a little bit. I think you're talking like maybe a 15-minute map here, where I think the best maps in Shiv are where you're going more that 20, maybe even a really good game. You're getting a little close to 30 minutes
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
feel
like
in it.
Rudhelm, you can really feel the breadth of the map. In this one, you feel there you see the breadth, but then you only go halfway, right?
a,
Like
a lot of
Runhelm.
what takes so long on this map is getting caught up in some of the more difficult points to do, but you're not really going that far or traveling that much distance. It's
Yeah.
mostly just pushing your way through bottlenecks.
Oh, dude, and how chaotic is the map? Like on 64 man or 52 even. It feels chaotic.
So I think the map needs adjustments because of that chaos. I really hate the bridge in the beginning with the battering ram. I've had so many games end there, and it's just an episode of frustration when you're stuck there for 6 or 7 minutes because you can't fight properly. You can't move, right? You
Yeah, the
can't use
battering
any
ram. If
swings.
they widen that bridge a little
It
bit,
needs to be widened 100%, like a few feet on each side.
it kind of, in 52 man, I think it's really built for 52 man.
I think it felt too tight even in 52.
Yeah, it feels tight. It still feels tight, I agree, but it like I don't know, the horses you get it's like a super they were going for just chaos, right? And
Yeah, they
I
got it. They got it.
they got it, but I agree with you. At times the battering ram just takes up all the space where you're supposed to be fighting. Uh, you know, there's ballistas coming from the sides there and but with the horses, just getting a horse and just plowing through people on that bridge is actually kind of sick. And I played for like, the limited time mode. I played for like 4 hours straight, 4 or 5 hours straight of that.
Nice.
And like, when I didn't play with horses, it felt weird. So it was like the first map where I was like, damn, they kind of nailed horses a bit here.
Yeah, I didn't find the horses oppressive either. They haven't really bothered me too much. They're just kind of there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
And the new
good to them.
Goedendang is you can just crush one hit a horse almost.
We'll get into the Goedendang.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my kind of point of contention with that map is you kind of get stuck there too often, which kudos to the defense if you can defend, but it's pretty easy if you have some good players and some engineers. And I've noticed, all right, the attack needs to be absolutely mollywopping the defense to kind of get past. If it's close, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Which, we've always had that discussion of balancing towards offense or defense, and this is probably why they balance a little bit towards offense, because then you don't get to see the whole map and people get frustrated.
Right.
But when you do get past that, I like the second point with the planting of the bombs. And to me, why I like it is I feel like there's a lot of different paths you can take, and it kind of spreads people around. And even at the end, you can kind of flank or you can sneak in by making long plays around to go in one of the back doors with the things. And I feel like when we were playing in comp, we had people kind of like looking around and people make call outs. Oh, they're flanking around to the left, they're flanking around to the right. And you kind of had to like reposition because if you ignored that, they were just planting freely. So I thought it was cool. I like that point a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love, just like in maps like Lion Spire, when there's an opening, like the horse point, there's so many different directions you can take. I really like that, and the feeling of being everyone together, feels good. But yeah, it could be a little chaotic in there, especially 64 man. But yeah, my biggest gripe with the map is just not going inside that castle, man. I like the rest of the maps are all right. It's
so I don't mind that much not going in. All right, so you pass the bombs, you get to that final point. You have the two VIPs, which is cool. I love the voice lines between them, the banter. I think it sounds pretty epic. Again, it's balanced a little bit towards the defense because Malware can kind of just chill and his spawn waves come on him, and Argon's got to go get him. So, like, if Argon's team gets wiped, he's up there by himself. So
yeah, did you get a
rough.
chance to? I've played both. I don't know if you got a chance to.
I haven't gotten a chance yet. I've only gotten, limited time during the week. I only got to that twice.
Okay, yeah.
And, I think I was late in both games.
Some people are saying that it's kind of imbalanced, but I don't know. I felt like the new map was actually one of the more balanced maps that they've released, like on launch at least.
Okay.
You know how like maps are really lopsided a lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This one I felt like it was pretty decent in terms of balance. That first point though is definitely defensive.
Yeah.
But
I think the balance kind of it's a trickle effect, right? If you take a long time at the Rams, then the next point you have less time, so it's a little bit harder.
Right, and as the attackers, you actually feel like you have to aggress.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, you really feel it quick if you haven't been carrying the petards or whatever.
Yeah, and having the VIPs actually being able to hit stop each other, or stun each other on hit, is really cool, and it feels like you're actually dueling them, but while also fighting with your homies.
Yeah.
You know,
I like that they kept everyone engaged in the game and didn't just do it as 1v1. I
yeah,
do think, Scotty, I think they missed an opportunity, though. The map is on a volcano, and we didn't get any lava. Like,
yeah,
that was
no
such an
lava.
easy, that was a gimme for a gameplay mechanic. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like they should have had, like, lava around
I
where they fight, and the teams fight, and you could knock Argon or Malric in. Like, I feel like they had to add some lava to the map, and it didn't
yeah,
happen.
that could be cool. I kind of like the I don't want it to be too fantasy though, because it's like lava, but like who cares? It's a
Yeah,
Chivalry
look,
2 is
with what
not
we do
like
with
going
pigs
for
and
realism.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but like I love the look and feel of the map already. I just I don't know, man. It's like they just stopped short. I'm pretty sure they were like, all right, and then we're gonna go in the castle, but then maybe they cut it off. I don't know. It just feels like an abrupt end again
I
a
think
little bit.
any siege where you don't actually enter the castle doesn't make sense because, like, from a not that I'm a military historian, but from a military perspective and my limited knowledge, why would they be out of the castle? Why would the king be out
Yeah,
fighting, right?
but imagine if Rudhelm stopped at the gallows,
Yeah,
and
yeah, right.
and
And you don't
and
go in.
and you don't go in. So that's
If
I
there's
don't
a
know.
castle, you should finish by taking the castle,
You
right?
should
Like,
ransack that.
yeah, exactly.
I want to ransack
We're
it.
just we hit the front doors. Now we're just gonna turn
Yeah.
around and call it a day.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah, exactly. But maybe I'm alone on this. But yeah, Ari was joking. I said that in chat, and he was just like, "I'll get you the keys next time." I was just like, "Dude, am I alone on this? I don't know. Maybe I'm alone, um, but yeah,
I
new
don't
map,
think you're alone.
sick.
I think the community seems to universally be happy with it in the update, though. I think it
Yeah,
feels much more like Chivalry. You can feel that they put a lot of effort into the map, which is what you want to see.
yeah. In the other maps just like don't look as good in comparison in terms of atmosphere. Playing
No.
Rudhelm after looking at that map, you can really tell that they've actually increased their graphical capabilities a
Yeah,
bit,
yeah. Over
right?
the past 3 years, right?
Yeah,
Like they gained some skills in it, so it was great to see.
yeah, yeah,
Now
totally.
we also had the new weapon come, the Goedendang. Hope I said that right. By the way, my videos, the comment
The
section's been telling me I've been
Goedendag.
saying it wrong. Goedendag,
No,
right?
the
That's how we
Golden
say it.
Dag. I don't know. Golden
Goedendang,
Dag.
yeah, the
I don't
golden
know how to
dick.
say it properly, probably, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
German, I
every
think.
video I make, everyone's just correcting my pronunciation. I'm like, well, how the fuck do you actually say it?
Yeah, yeah.
But I had zero excitement about this weapon. I thought it looked lame as fuck. Like the whole stick thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
come on, we could have flails. We could get some more type of sword, like something badass, and we got to stick with a spike. And you know what? It's fun as fuck. I
Yeah, dude.
really am enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, dude, it's special is you can direct that thing where it's like you can be very intentional with the weapon, and you have to be because it's not very forgiving, right? It's weirdly slow. It's hard for me to get
Mm-hmm.
used to, and it took me like 4 or 5 matches to be like, okay, like I can drag this thing around like a cauldron, like a ladle stirring a cauldron. You can like do some crazy movements with it actually. And if you jump, you can even like straight down with the special, which is kind of cool. Almost like in Super Smash Brothers with Link, when you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
strike down, you can almost do one of those. Like it allows for a lot of movement. So any weapon that allows for tricky movement while also hitting hard, I don't know. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I've
but
had a great time with it. I know a lot of people kind of compared it like it's a mini mall. I don't know if I see that. It's not quite that slow, but it's definitely somewhere between the heavy mace and that.
yeah,
And
people were
that
just
little
saying
that
so.
little
It's just a
thunk, that
yeah.
little thunk is so satisfying.
Dude, it is. It is. The overheads with it are killer. I mean, you can just crush knights with it, and the fact that it's on Footman and Engineer,
Yeah.
um, and they gave Footman quarterstaff as well, which is pretty cool because
Yes,
the
yes, they
community was
did.
asking for that for a while. Um, yeah, I think overall It's been a good patch, man. It's been a good patch,
And
except for the server issues and in that in the map,
well,
but a little
you
bit. But
you mentioned it being on the engineer class, and I'm gonna say I think it's top tier engineer weapon right now. I think
yeah,
it's gotta be the king for the engineer. This
it's
thing slaps.
yeah. When I see somebody else using it coming at me, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm not
Yeah,
used to
well,
fighting it either, so
yeah,
it's
yeah. Well, you can hit some nasty drags with it, and I mean, if you hit a heavy, it can two tap the knights. So, and especially once
yeah,
people
it's
are
like
dinged up a little bit,
100
it
damage.
just it just melts people.
Oh, dude,
And
on that bridge, when the limited time came out and everyone was playing, I was just swinging heavies on the bridge like
yeah,
this
yeah.
all
Dunk,
day.
dunk, 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 dunk.
yeah, yeah. I think I killed like 3 or 4 people with one swing.
Yeah, and I love the
But
mechanic of the pierce on the stab too, because I've just kind of like been playing very like calculated. Like you run into a vanguard or you catch an archer, you give them a heavy stab. You run into a knight, you explode them with the overhead.
yeah,
It's fun. It's an interesting new mechanic. Makes you be very intentional with how you play. I'm really I think they knocked it out of the park with this one.
yeah. Most people were like, I don't really like it," and I was like, "Just give it a chance." And most people ended up liking the weapon. I think there's a lot of people. I was surprised at how many people weren't playing the new weapon. And I
I think
think
that's
it's
because it doesn't look badass. That's why you
well,
know.
that's one thing, but I also think it's actually like kind of difficult to play. Um, like I think you have to have a little bit more knowledge of movement and drags to
Yeah.
really use it correctly, because it's very unforgiving. At least in 64 man. I don't know how it is in duels. Um,
I think it'll be quality. I don't know if it'll be top tier, but I think it'll be quality.
yeah, yeah. I think it'll be like a tricky mix up. Um, I don't know if it'll be as used as the heavy mace though, just because of
It
the range and.
Yeah.
But like
Heavy Mace is a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
quicker too.
Yeah,
Can excel it a little bit faster.
yeah, I'm
But
curious to see what people are gonna do with it. And like top
I
tier
don't
players
know.
are saying that it's like the repose stab king. So, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've only gotten a few games in it with it. But I think it's really good. It reminds me of using the torch weirdly when you pick up a torch from the ground, and it feels very similar to that to me. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah,
used one.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
And the torch is tricky for people.
yeah,
It's one of those weapons I think that just until people get the hang with it, they might struggle a little bit at first because you have to be real conscious with obeying initiative and knowing what weapons you're fighting. Because
right,
you do some late feints into a heavy against a shitter with a dagger, and they're just gonna they might fall for the feint, but they're gonna still hit you first.
right, right.
But it was great, and I think the quarterstaff switch to the footman, something we asked about. Good to see. I haven't gotten to play it yet. It is definitely on my list.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's killer. I mean, the movement with the footman, being able to dodge more. Yeah, like you're seeing a lot more quarterstaffs now. I feel like, and
Hell yeah.
it's a dangerous weapon, man. It's
And
really
well,
good.
with the footman speed, it now lets it play like the weapon was intended, where you have short slashes, so you get in the face and then you get
You
out of
dodge out
range
and then
and
you
launch that
overhead.
overhead
Yeah,
with some range. So it's good to see. I'm excited to use it. So hopefully in the next week I get some time on it because I hated it on Crusader.
yeah, yeah. It's also kind of awkward on night, but um, yeah, man.
And so let's get into so we have a good map, a good weapon. I think one of the crown jewels of this update that I know people are really happy with has got to be the cosmetics that they put out with it. This is I think the best batch of cosmetics we've gotten in a long time. It's just
Oh yeah, I'm
overall
running that
quality.
rat helmet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rat
There's a
helmet on
lot of
night.
good stuff, a lot of good stuff,
Yeah, I'm
and a lot of
about.
original stuff.
Yeah, the only complaint I've heard is the Highlander skins looking too much like Greatsword, but
I
honestly,
saw that complaint, and I love the fact that they look more like a great sword.
yeah, I like the skins, and like when the more experience you have, I mean, even people with invisible weapons, the invisible weapon
I
glitch.
counter them all the time.
Yeah, yeah, you can still tell what weapon they're using just by their movement. So like,
Exactly.
I think like experienced players aren't really too affected by having the skin look too much like it. Um, but yeah, I'm all for shortening the blade. not making it a little more realistic.
Yep, that's
Um,
exactly to me. William Wallace and Les Cloud from Final Fantasy. I
yeah,
love it. I love
yeah,
it. I'm happy they did it. And I think
yeah.
the great sword skins in the past were really nice too.
Dude, another skin that I really like actually is the Plague Doctor mask without the face, because I've never been a
Okay.
full Plague Doctor guy, but just the hood, it looks. I don't know. I think it's a badass addition. I don't know if anyone even noticed that, but like,
You
I think it's kind
you
of
know what I've
sick.
seen a lot of is the female Mason armor. I see them everywhere
Oh
now.
yeah,
People seem to be low. I knew when I first saw that people were gonna love that one.
yeah, 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 dude. And Footman got some love.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, Footman, and I generally don't like any of the Footman cosmetics, so it's good to see Mason get a little bit of love there, get something new. I think it's probably better than most of the stuff we have. I know that's all subjective, and I think the best skin is it's got to be the new Agatha pack though, and I don't think I've bought a pack of skins yet in Chivalry up until this one. I saw that I was done, $10 right there. It's so good,
yeah,
so
I
good.
haven't purchased the. I've only bought in the battle pass, so uh,
Oh man, have you seen the pictures of that armor?
it's
People
like the
running it.
black with the
Yeah,
spikes on it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of goes with the Messer skin too. So
Yes,
if you
yes.
have
I've
the
seen people run that with the kind of like spiky messer. It looks
yeah,
awesome. I really like it.
yeah, a lot of people are digging it. I don't know. I have to check out those packages again. I might buy them, but
Yeah,
um,
I haven't felt tempted on any of the other ones. I was just like, yeah, whatever. And this one I saw, I was like, I got to do it. It's so good.
yeah, Comrade says there's a lot of new armor. A lot of helmets got open variants as well. Yeah,
Yeah. If you're into drip, this was the update for you because the amount of options you have like tripled.
hmm
And as he said, yeah, almost all the helmets they added open variants to add that to it. They added an absolute ton of things, which they might not have done in the past, or it would have been thrown in the next battle pass. So it's good to see stuff like that happen. A lot of
right.
quality of life.
hmm
Did you see? They fixed the when you plant a petard and kill a bunch of teammates on accident. That they stop that from kicking you for team damage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, after 3 years, you're no longer
Yeah,
punished for doing
dude.
the objective.
Yeah, yeah. You're used to get punished for doing objective. Yeah, dude. There's a ton of new quality of life stuff. Like I have you had any troubles with the party system at all? I haven't really. But I
I
haven't been.
haven't, but I don't think I've played in a party since the update came
Yeah, I
out.
haven't played too much. I was wondering if you have because they said they made some improvements. I haven't noticed anything, and people are showing up more reliably, so that could be nice. But yeah, again, I'm like, damn, all these things, if they just came out like a year ago and like
hmm
everything was smoother, I really feel like Shiv 2 would be in a much better spot.
Yeah, I think we lost a lot of momentum the last year. I mean, we got two very questionable updates in an entire year span, and
Yeah, you know,
it's been a while since we got one like this,
and
which
yeah,
I'm
and the
happy. This
category
should
has
be the
just
standard.
been it's just been on a slow decline, you know, which makes me kind of sad.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's a what 3 years old now almost.
three
So
years old 3 years old, and that breaks the question. There's been a lot of rumors going around
yeah,
across the internet that this might be the final Chivalry 2 update,
yep,
which I don't know what's true or not. I know there's been speculation that they're gonna, in the next month or two, they're going to some big gaming convention, so rumor is they're announcing their next game there.
yeah, Summerfest. But I don't know if they're just like on the name or on the docket because they're like helping another studio out with stuff, or if they're actually announcing their own thing. But dude, I would love if they actually were announcing something. That would be so sick.
So, for me, it would depend what type of game they announce.
Yeah,
So, if they announce Chivalry 3, I'd be super excited. I think it's a little too soon for that, though. If they announce some sort of like Tarkov BR variant, even a single player like Shiv RPG, I could get behind that and be excited. If they go like different genre or do Mirage 2, zero excitement for me.
yeah. I don't even know. I'm not into BRs, so I would rather have like a single player game. But like, I wouldn't mind a Shiv 3 trailer, to be honest. I think they've learned a lot of lessons, but I still feel like if they take their current style of development and apply it to a new game, it's going to be kind of hard to trust if they can like pull it off really well. You know, just
Yeah,
watching the trajectory of how the development of Shiv 2 came. You know, I hope they learned a lot of lessons and are ramping a team for something gorgeous to come out. But um, yeah, who knows, man?
I
Maybe.
mean, yeah, you don't know if they Unreal Engine 5, you could get one of the best looking games you'll ever see.
Yeah,
But you know how it always is when a new game comes out, there's always new problems, and you're kind of like, we're just getting to a point where a lot of stuff's been fixed. If you end it here, like, we'd
yeah.
like to have a little bit of time, like say, hey, the last 2 years in Shiv were amazing, and now it's good.
Well,
If they announce, it could be like, oh, we got it good and we're done.
yeah, but I suspect if they announce something, it'll still be 2.5 years, 3 years out. So,
Yeah,
so
I think you probably have 2 years out, but that's
yeah,
still, it hurts the current game when you announce the next one. It always hurts the
yeah,
current game
yeah. That's true. That's true.
because people in their head are like, well, why am I gonna play anymore? Why am I gonna continue practicing? The new one's coming. Like, kind
Yeah.
of, it's an unofficial nail in the coffin.
Okay, so if they don't announce anything, they're probably just partnered with another studio on something or something. If they announce something, it's most likely going to be not Shiv 3 and in a maybe even in a slightly different genre. In option 3, if it is Shiv 3, let's pray to God. It's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
look, to me that would be the best option of the
Yeah.
of the three.
Yeah.
But so even though we've had all this speculation, I do remember in one of Ari's posts a few months back when they were talking about the updates being delayed, they said they did a bunch of back end things so that they wouldn't have these problems with future updates. So that gives me a little bit of hope. Now, this is torn banner that could have been said and then plan completely changed and thrown out the window. But that gave me a little bit of hope that that was a few months back said that there's going to be a few more.
Mhm.
And I know my speculation is like, well, maybe they're gonna end the lore here for this game, because it seems like a pretty easy spot to leave it with one of the kings die. That's what they did apparently with, I think, with the last game.
Mhm.
But I hope we keep going.
Yeah, I could see future patches coming. Um but maybe just not as large. Maybe just patch fixes here and there. Maybe like a weapon down the road. Um, but yeah, man, if it is the last big update, I would be, I'm happy. I have like 3,000 hours in the game for like, I've probably put $70 into the game over the past 3 years or something. With if you include the battle passes, I've gotten like 2 or 3 battle passes for free just from playing the game early. So I really haven't even spent that much money on it. I think I got my money's worth, and
A
uh,
100%, 100%. Like, all the negative stuff that us fanboys sometimes say about Shiv. I mean, we're still back here playing, so it obviously
yeah,
shows how
people
we feel
say
about
that
it
they
deep
quit
down,
and
right?
they never quit. You know, they
Yeah,
always come
yeah.
back. So
Exactly. It's
um,
so bad because I always I'm like, oh, I want to get some hours in this game, or I want to play this, I want to finish this, and I wind up back on Chivalry. So,
yeah, 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 and the
well,
community's still doing stuff, man. There's still little TO tournaments
slowly,
here and
yep.
there, and I've been trying to play other games a bit these days. But yeah, I'm always back in Shiv like at least a
Yeah.
couple times a week. So
Well, I hope we get another one in the summer or fall. As I said, I think this is a good patch for the community, and I think as we start winding down, I think it's gonna be remembered as a really quality update. And I think after we get a hot fix or two, if they make a few small adjustments to the map, it'll be really well liked.
yeah, and if the server troubles that they've been having are patched up a little bit, yeah, like every day I come on, like I don't know if the servers are gonna perform like as they should. On launch day, it was perfect. I didn't have like any issues. I had one freeze, and then a few days later, half the servers are lagging. So I just think if they work on just stabilizing everything, keeping the game going, making the community happy, that's actually doing events, keeping the game alive, I'll be perfectly happy with everything. So,
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. So let's hope that we, as we leave you guys here, let's hope that we get another long time of Shiv, or we get an announcement for the next game. But you know, we'll see you guys next time. Love to all. Thank you for joining us, and let's hope for another update soon.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Scotty.
All right,
Thank you,
peace out,
sir.
Strata. Much love, man.